So I got this idea to do a Q&A with Jay about some of the most frequently asked questions that I get. I really have a ton of time today, so I may be taking you with me as I jump from meeting to meeting. But I thought I've got a couple minutes now. Let's get into it. Okay, I can already feel that I've had too much coffee today, but I'm gonna try to get through this in a reasonable amount of time. So I'm gonna go a little bit quicker, kind of like a rapid fire based on the questions I've collected. I'll give you my first impression. If you need more information, feel free to comment here or send me a message, something like that. What is the first step for a buyer? Get your financing figured out. That's number one. Should I buy or should I rent? This has a lot of moving parts to it. I'm obviously in the camp that buying is going to be the right decision for most people. And the main driving force behind that is that if you're renting with the anticipation of buying down the line, you're going to have a very hard time saving money faster than properties are appreciating in Southern Ontario right now, unless there's a huge correction, but that would be, have more problems. If there's a huge correction in the housing market, you'd feel that in other places as well. The other main point for renting would be if you're not sure of where you're gonna be longer term. If you're only on a 1-year contract in Waterloo and you're planning on going back to Toronto, probably just rent. My favorite part of the real estate transaction, personally, I love closing day. Closing day is the best day. You get to see all the excitement, you get the whole family around, you all meet up, have a couple beers, visualize the space, get them excited to move in. Closing day is the best. What is my favorite neighborhood in Kitchener-Waterloo? I would have to say either the east or north wards of Kitchener, like North Ward, kind of between downtown Kitchener, Midtown, and uptown Waterloo. I love the character of those older homes. Pretty good neighborhood. A lot of money is being put there now in terms of investors, people flipping. Property values are really going up there. It's close to the highway. I just like it for its central location and the fact that everything's so close by. Lots of character, lots of history. East Ward, North Ward. Should I buy freehold or condo? This is another one. There's a lot of moving parts to it, and it depends on your lifestyle, maybe your stage of life right now. But on the whole, in terms of appreciation and values, you're gonna want detached, freehold detached. Semis would probably be the next. Again, freehold, so there's no condo fees and you get to maintain it yourself. Those are more desirable than townhouses with condo fees. So townhouses would be next, probably stacked towns after that, and then condo style apartments. That's probably the priority right now in KW. So I'm thinking appreciation value. So for appreciation, I would go freehold. Resale on freehold tends to be a bit easier, and they're building so many condo type units now that supply is going to jump on that side, so freehold's the way to go there. In terms of location and use, condos and higher density living arrangements are being built up in the core. So if you like being in the center of it all, maybe you don't have a vehicle, you want to be able to bike to work and bike throughout the city, condo's probably going to be a better bet for you, and you're also going to get all the amenities and stuff. So it kind of balances out, depends on what you want to do. Okay, last one for now, the best tip for homeowners. I would say the best tip for homeowners is going to be, just remember the word maintenance, ongoing maintenance. Here's a good question. Jay, why aren't you smart enough to bring an external phone charger with you? When you're running around, your phone's always dead. What is the process for getting into real estate as an agent? The current process to become a realtor in Ontario involves taking, I believe it's five or six courses in advance. Those can be pretty costly, pretty time consuming. Some are in class, some you have the option of doing them online. Then you have to write those 5 exams, and after writing those 5 exams, you'll be a real estate registrant. The actual practical skills of marketing properties and finding listings and how to actually troubleshoot issues that come up throughout the process. A lot of that is learned experientially. So you will have a manager or a broker of record in your office who will be your point person to help guide you through that process. And for me, the first year of real estate, after becoming a registrant and becoming a real estate salesperson, the main thing that I put my time into was finding influential, like positive mentors and asking as many questions as I can. Your first year should be all about learning. So I just finished up my showings and previews. I'm up in St. Jacobs right now. right by the farmer's market right here. I'm in the parking lot. I wanted to try to tackle a couple more questions before I head on. I have a couple minutes now before I have to jump out for my next meeting. So what takes up most of my day as a realtor? I would say probably about 40% of my day is looking at what's come onto the market recently, actively looking for specific buyers or looking for comparables for sellers, and doing email follow-up, call follow-up, and client, like reaching out to people who maybe I've met at open houses, stuff like that, looking to try to be of value to them in some way so that maybe they would end up working with me. So I'd say about 40% of my day is behind the computer, doing research or passing on what I'm learning or what I'm seeing on the market off to clients or potential clients. And then I would say about 20 to 25% of my time aside from that is going to be meetings of some sort. So that would be either sitting through a workshop, sitting down with a potential client who wants to learn information from me about the buying, selling, or investing process, or me sitting down with a more experienced agent than myself, picking their brain about what they think about the current market, what their strategies are in terms of business management and client management, and just trying to better myself and better my business. So that would probably be 20-25% of it. And then the rest of it is usually running around for showings or previewing properties. This question I get a lot is, what do I think of the new mortgage changes? I think we've seen things like this in the past, and it's not going to be anything to be afraid of. Some people have gotten pinched because they bought in a really hot market and had a hard time offloading, if they could offload it at all. But overall, I think we're going to see a plateau, a cooler spring this year than we saw last year for sure. And then we're going to see the market start increasing again at a healthier pace than what we saw last time. That was the whole plan. So there's just a bit of an adjustment period. Okay, that's all I got time for. I got to get running. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. I hope these questions were interesting, and I will see you next time.